PYX 106.
1-800-LAW-1010, 1-800-LAW-1010.com.
Attorney Paul Harding on the phone. I don't even know where we start, but when we talk about what we want to talk to you about yesterday, it was just like tasers, man.
Right.
Just lots of tasers.
Well, you got the taser story, in Schenectady with the kid who was running from the cops.
Right.
And, that is what it is. No extra power on that taser. And then you got this story where the guy gets tased up there in Boston Spa and ends up dying. I mean, a lot of questions about these tasers. Are they regulated? Do all police officers have to check their tasers like I assume they check their weapons every single day? What's going on here?
No, they do. The tasers are regulated. The way they do a breathalyzer, for example. Prior to using it, prior to strapping it on, for the day, it's tested. And it's a situation where just imagine what's happening. You have electrical shock going through the body, this arrhythmia. These heart events that do occur. Very unlikely. Oftentimes, it's when there's drugs and severe alcohol involved. But, the one in Boston Spa, I know they're going to do an autopsy and try to figure out what was happening. But, I just kind of reach out to the family there as well as the police officers who have to wake up have to deal with this and wake up the next day and kind of
what happened to talking to people? What happened to pulling them aside and putting them in the back of the car and letting them cool their jets?
I mean, I'm going to assume that the cops do all that.
They
don't want to fire a taser any more than you want to get hit with one.
But if the cops are going any direction that the rest of the country is, then that's just us getting lazier and lazier. Maybe we're just shooting them with the taser because we're sick of talking to people. Again, completely no basis for that.
No, they've got procedures. They just can't come out and just instead of asking you how your night is or asking you to stand behind the car and tase you. They can't do that. Here in Boston Spa, anyway, it looked like a couple officers showed up. Things were out of control. They got more backed up. There ended up being 6 officers. Physical altercation amongst the Boston Spa man as well as the officers. And then the taser comes out. I know, and from eyewitness testimony, it was done more than once, maybe more than 2 times. And so I guess they'll just take a look at how many times he was tased. But no, they can't just use it unless they are fearing for their safety. Again, the alternative is a gun, right? Back then, if they couldn't control you, they had the gun. They could, in essence, shoot you. If they were in fear and you had this guy coming at you, this guy was raising his fist allegedly. So the taser is supposed to be a less dangerous approach to subduing criminals. But in this situation, obviously, when tragedy hits, everyone looks at it.
So it's John Cooney. I'm reading from NYT.com, WNYT.com, who's a training consultant for the state police, and he says in the story they did yesterday that it's not uncommon for officers to tase someone multiple times to get control of the situation.
Yeah.
So It
seems like it's okay though. I mean, you see these pictures of even the artistic stuff online where they're tasing naked people. Everybody's getting tased. It seems like it should be no big deal.
It just usually it's not. I mean, you get tased, you drop to your knees. I know people who've been tased. In fact, police officers actually get tased in the academy. They're actually done, and I've always thought this was an odd procedure, but they want them to know what it feels like and what the length of a tase. So one of the things they do in their training is to actually feel what it feels like. And so, the folks I talked to, the police officers I talked to who've gone through that, one quick tase, you're out. You're dropped to your knees and you're not moving, unless there's alcohol and drugs and you're just sort of just very numb.
So we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait for the autopsy. I thought we might have results today. We don't have them today, but we'll wait and see, because that really, as freaky as the tasing is, the story is what set this guy off. Because every witness said he was like a normal guy, a regular guy, kind of a sweetheart at times.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Almost minutes before, they seemed to indicate he was kind of just having conversations. He was spending time with his family and friends, and then he's kind of just talking to himself and screaming and yelling, and then when the police get there, he's just getting madder and madder. So, I guess we'll wait and see what that is. But again, tragedy on both sides of the table there.
All right, it's Paul Harding from Martin Harding and Mazzotti, 1-800-LAW-1010 and 1-800-LAW-1010.com. Thanks for sponsoring Spirit of America, the Times Union Center last week, Paul. Appreciate that.
Oh, yeah. It sounds like it was an amazing event. I didn't get to go, but I saw pictures and saw some Facebook stuff. So,
it was a big deal, and it's a pretty amazing show. So we appreciate your efforts there. Thanks, man.
Oh, yeah, our pleasure. All right, take care, guys.
See you, Paul.